Constraints. He punished in all kinds of ways.
I gotta start over.
Josephus, Antiquities, Book 15.
The tape got cut off.
His claim to fame was, first of all, that he was married to the king's granddaughter.
And again.
Second of all, he was the richest man. Third of all, he was a friend of the Romans, especially of Mark Antony. And fourth of all, that he was at least twice as smart as anybody else there. With a combination of these things, Herod claimed the throne of Judea and seized it by force, and they hated him.
King Herod was originally an Idumean.
I would guess you've seen enough of the model, but
who was able to get himself made king of the Jews by the Romans in about 38 BC.
go ahead and show
He was a man who
it a little more.
He killed off his wives and children, and he basically had a reign of terror in Palestine during his long rule.
But there were those determined to block Herod's ascendancy to the throne, and Herod would look to Rome for additional troops. And so it was that this man, this feared and hated and paranoid ruler, would go to the most remote corner of the wilderness to build a virtually impenetrable fortress, perched on a towering mesa known as Masada.
This is a very, very impressive place. It just rises up out of the desert. And it is like a mountain right there in the middle of the desert, with a flat top, a huge dimension from our point of view. The top from north to south is the length of 9 football fields. I mean, you could do a lot of stuff up there from east to west. It's about 3.5 football fields.
Herod was impressed by the impregnable qualities of the flat-topped plateau and turned it into a royal citadel.
Put that model away. Anyway, this is a box
As a
that
crowning
comes
touch,
out.
Herod built several ornate
Pro
palaces,
Street.
which boasted the latest in
I'm
Roman
gonna say
design.
it comes already from
Frescoes.
the factory tub. So them big wheels that fit right under there.
A private bathhouse with hot and cold water pools and many more luxurious chambers.
Alright, how's everyone doing out there?
But it was still a remote,
Numi, I hope.
place, so food for 10,000 soldiers was stored in several narrow rooms. Without supplies, it was impossible to survive. These supplies were painstakingly hauled up the treacherous, winding snake path. And what would Herod do for water in this isolated spot?
Numi.
Herod had constructed a series of systems. Water collection pools
And
below the mountain and on top of the mountain, which collected the rainwater running off in the streams in the wintertime, which held 40,000 cubic meters of water. That's 10.5 million US gallons of water. And one big winter rain. And you catch all the water, and you filled your cisterns, and you lived the whole year.
But Herod had built an impressive self-sufficient citadel. Little could this Roman puppet foresee that all his fortifications
I'm
would
gonna
one
get up
day
and go
be
sit
used against
outside
the
in a
very
minute.
same forces they were now sheltering.
give me some fresh air and sunshine and stuff.
Herod, the great builder of Masada, would die in the year 4 BCE, around the time Christ was born. Roman administration of Judea began to deteriorate. Over time, Masada declined as an important fortress. Instead, it became a minor outpost with a small Roman garrison.
A couple years ago,
least of all Herod,
I had like a community yard sale, or whatever you
well-stocked
want to
summer
call it.
fortress would serve as a perfect hideout for a group of
bazaar or
radical
something,
Hebrews fleeing
up in the local
Jerusalem
choir
during the
house.
Jewish War in the year 66 of the Common Era.
You get the price up there.
This ancient band of rebels, known as Sicarii, would come upon Masada and find very little in the way of resistance.
And at this
One
time,
down.
it was that some of those that principally excited the people to go to war
93 Camaro Z28.
fortress called Masada.
Pretty nice model, but it's
They
a
took it by treachery
snap tight.
and
Snaps
killed the
together.
Romans that were there, and put
Supposedly
others of their own party to keep it.
seem to have all the parts, or most of the parts. You know, That's what you guys can find these like this. $1.
These fortress rebels known as the Sicarii. And what would bring them to their desperate standoff against the Romans on this mountaintop in the wilderness? The most unusual
it doesn't have all the parts.
History. When we return,
so you can get it together the way you want.
And their fateful journey to Masada.
Put this in your junkyard.
This desolate place, its immortality.
For $1. So, you know, any way possible you can get them at yard sales or something.
We knew we needed life insurance, but we didn't know where to get it, or if we could afford it.
Enough to cover funeral costs and help with living expenses.
I want everybody out there to know that.
Then we heard that with AARP level benefit term life from New York
buy
Life
some
Insurance
plastic.
Company, we could
Old
apply
parts,
for
old bodies, old
$50,000 in affordable life insurance.
Whole
If you are
old model kit.
between 50 and 74,
Not the antique ones,
up to
but
$50,000 in affordable term life insurance.
just
There is no
mostly just ones you messed up or something. You figured this can't be used.
It was so easy. We
Oh,
got
I'll
free
buy it.
information and a rate quote by mail.
The application was simple. It took us about
what
5
you
minutes
got.
to answer a few
See.
questions.
If you've been thinking
Sell
about
a
getting
couple
life
old
insurance
models
adding to
and
existing coverage, call New York Life
Bare
now,
model
and we'll
parts.
send you free information by mail. Remember, you can apply for this affordable term coverage without
You
visiting a
may
doctor.
get enough money to
Your
buy
acceptance is based on your answers to
new
3
model,
simple health
two or three
questions.
new models.
Plus, there's no waiting period. Full benefits of up to $50,000 are payable from the first day your coverage takes effect.
That way we can keep the
And
world
it comes
going
with a
round and
30-day,
round.
no risk guarantee. It's
Up
also
and
the only
down.
life insurance
Hey,
program
listen.
endorsed by AARP.
But
And it's
anyway,
backed
I
by
hope
the
you like
strength
my
and stability of New York
Crow
Life.
Street. Somebody died.
I feel
Cornet.
better knowing
Super
we found the life
B.
insurance we need.
It's a
to
428
help cover
Hemi
our bills.
engine.
Call New York Life at 1-800-568-1144 for free information. We'll even give you this free slim clip-on radio just for calling. Not an AARP member? No problem. We'll tell you how to join.
I'm still trying to get to work. It's not working out very good for me, or very well for me.
Certificate benefits and limitations should be carefully
But
examined.
I'm trying. I'm going to go outside in a minute.
A beach's vacation.
Walk around a little bit, get some fresh air.
It's about catching your first wave and fulfilling a lifelong dream. It's about exploring new worlds in a place with more chutes than ladders, where the only thing more spectacular than the pools is the beach.
If I don't make a
a
video by then,
together. It's about hanging on.
happy birthday, America.
Save up to 65% plus your
Happy 4th of July.
1-800 beaches. Conditions apply.
Especially all my buddies who served with me in Vietnam.
No, not me. No, you got time.
That was
no, we actually started. You have?
that was an interesting trip.
We'll borrow a lot later on.
Yeah, but how did you even know where to start? Oh, I found out about the Gerber Life College Plan. Call now for free information on the Gerber Life College Plan. It's easy. It's pretty much where
That is Paul Beasley.
What if something happens with the stock market?
I was also in Italy,
Guaranteed safe growth.
So when she's ready for college?
560th Signal Battalion.
Take a lot of money to get started.
For as little as $10 a week, you can start
Yeah,
saving for
that
college.
wasn't
and
so much
guaranteed
fun.
growth. Just call now. Oh, it's a life
But
insurance
it was a
policy
good
too.
place to serve
Well, that's
there.
different. And if she decides not to go to college, there's no penalty, so she can use
So
it.
I'm a veteran, so happy 4th of July, all you veterans.
Call
And
762-9349 for your free information.
all you
That's
model car builders and your family.
1-800-762-9349.
Robin Hood is a paradigm.
The man behind the hood.
He
And,
does kill people. He does.
I'm really interested in buying some junker models you guys have.
With something like this.
The real Robin Hood. Tomorrow at 10
Glue
on
bomb,
Chai.
wreck cars, junk cars, cars with too much paint on them, bad paint job,
A different type of bandit.
anything you want to get rid of,
Known as Sicarii.
I would like to buy from you guys
This group murdered people in broad daylight,
and
right in the middle of the city,
figure out how to do it. I'll pay for the shipping.
especially during the festivals. They would conceal small daggers beneath their garments and stealthily stab their opponents.
Josephus, The Jewish War, Book 2.
What else?
The seeds of Jewish discontent can be traced back to the days of King Herod the Great. First came the appointment of inept Roman governors. Then an ever-increasing tax burden.
Everybody's out there building.
Ever-increasing tension between the ruling class.
I gotta do a little more straightening up here in this room.
The Romans are very fascinating in this way.
Losing a lot of space here.
They don't give a rip about what you believe. No, they don't care anything about how you carry on your private life. What they care about is, do you pay your taxes? And does it look like you're about to create any kind of revolution?
I'm trying to do a video a couple of minutes ago, but then got cut off.
Pay your taxes and go to bed early. The Romans are never
It's got about 5 minutes on it. Maybe I'll
come down with a hammer.
Upload it anyway. Something to look at.
Ancient Jewish prophecy had predicted the arrival of a Messiah coming from the land of Zion. As conditions continued to deteriorate in Judea, the idea of a Messiah gained increasing acceptance.
I'll show it to you.
The tensions began then, already in the days of Jesus, and the revolutionary fervor
Snapdragon,
is reflected in the New Testament itself. So much so that many interpreters of the New Testament feel that even Jesus was a zealot, a crusader against the Roman oppression.
In general terms, the revolt should be seen to a great extent as a kind of Jewish parallel to the way in which Messianic fervor led the early Christians to come to believe that the Messiah had actually come in the person of Jesus.
Square piece of plastic, I think. That's supposed to be a radio sitting down there.
Expectations of deliverance at the hands of a Messiah who was to arrive at any moment.
On the floor there.
Riots break out in Jerusalem when the Roman administrator raids the Holy Temple in an effort to collect past taxes.
Most everything is broken off of it now.
The riot became a civil war. Nobody had expected
this model's
and when in November of the year 66, the Romans sent
52 years old. I built this 52 years ago.
Done 6 months earlier.
Give you an idea how old I am.
The Jewish forces defeated the Roman legion. And then it was war.
It is now that Masada, that desolate, remote, and lonely place, is about to take center stage in world history.
Trying to get some photographs of it. I want to rebuild it.
A skeleton Roman garrison falls quickly to the fleeing Sicarii. While some of the Sicarii choose to return to Jerusalem to continue fighting the Romans, most will remain here for the rest of the Jewish war. They cannot know it now, but their final destiny awaits them here. It will come when the Romans finally
needs a new paint job. An engine, radiator, seats. Need some seats in there. So there you go, and then here.
At approximately the same time as the Romans are preparing to make their way to Masada, Mount Vesuvius erupts, blackening the sun throughout southern Europe.
Here's the
across the Atlantic Ocean in North America,
radiator shroud.
Juniper bark and animal hides are developed by Native American mothers. In Germany, soap is being introduced to the known Western world. Meanwhile, in Jerusalem, the rebellion spreads when the city's residents attack the Roman public archives, destroying all records of all debts.
I have, that's a 1929 Ford station, Ford pickup truck.
In the Holy Land is a
I have about 5 of those,
sitting high atop its perch in the deepest wilderness.
Eventually I'll have to get work on them.
Rome now dispatches its top commander of the Jewish war,
what I'll do this weekend,
into the Judean desert with 10,000
go ahead and build my table.
There are less than 1,000 Sicarii men, women, and children huddled in stubborn resistance on top of the mesa.
And this is a little work table I'm using.
When he saw that all
it folds
the rest
up.
of the country was subdued in this war,
it folds up. It's in the corner.
they lay in different places and made an
Folds
expedition
up.
against
That's
it.
a fat bell there.
The This fortress was called...
It's okay, YouTube. I have pants on YouTube. Don't get all excited. Beside this, going down the wall here.
Upon arriving, Flavius Silva quickly realizes that he will be unable to take Masada via the narrow
See
snake
my
path.
teddy bear,
He orders that a huge ramp be built to the top of the plateau.
A Hulkamaniac
He had
teddy bear.
10,000 Jewish slaves, which he put to work,
that bookcase,
not on this side of the mountain,
that
too high,
bookcase,
on the other side of the mountain. He put them to work with wood and scaffolding and supports and dirt and buckets and a chain line, and he put them to work building the ramp up to the top.
Down here, in this table.
For the next 2 years, Silva and his troops will make repeated assaults against the towering desert rock.
And at the same time, Silva ordered that great battering ram, which he had made to be brought hither, and to be set against the wall, and to make frequent batteries against it. Josephus, The Jewish War, Book 8.
It's about 8 feet.
The Hebrew zealots are helpless in the face of this breach of the walls. It is now that they realize their days are
That's about 8 feet
from victory assured. The Romans
from here
intend to wait until morning to confront
down this way to my left. The bright thing there is...
Romans, having now assistance from God, return to their camp with joy, and resolve to attack their enemies.
The window there, 2 windows, I guess you could say.
Josephus, The Jewish
Back
War,
in the closet,
Book
there's
7.
my television. So I can close the closet door and kind of get the TV out of
When they
sight.
return the following day, the Romans make the discovery.
If one of you ladies would ever come around here,
into an undying place.
you can sit up here in this room.
Only 2 women
and
5 children
working.
are left alive in the desert fortress.
There's my big cell.
It seems 950 Sicarii have chosen mass suicide over Roman slavery.
Look like a biker dude, man.
But what happened between the
Want to get an idea how big I am?
and the next morning when the Romans entered Masada may never be known.
6 feet 1 inch tall and 6'1".
The strange,
And I weigh about 300 pounds. 300 pounds.
Modern warriors and fascinates the world.
Behind me in the corner of the room here.
Cult to fraternity, traitors or patriots. Past these temple doors lies the answers. Mysteries of the Freemasons.
How close I can get you to the mountain.
Introducing the Chef
Let's
Basket.
see what we have here.
Dynamo that transforms itself for dozens of everyday uses. Making pasta can be an adventure. Ouch! You have to grab tight with pot holders. Steady.
I have big boxes
or it's all over the sink. There must be a better way.
Semi-trucks.
But with the Chef Basket, you simply pour your pasta into the basket away from the boiling water. Then simply lift up the handles and place the basket into the pot. Now, that water has been rapidly boiling for 5 straight minutes, but the specially designed handles are totally cool to the touch. Amazing. When the pasta's done, just lift up the handles to drain.
I guess that's enough.
No need to even touch that.
Probably really don't care about that down. I'm sure you want to
flip down the handles and it turns into a freestanding collard.
tune in here to see mine.
Lift up the handles and it turns into a cooking basket.